John Touche, lyricist. From Wikipedia, the free online encyclopedia at www.wikipedia.org. John Treville Latouche, born November 30th, 1914 in Baltimore, Maryland, died August 7th, 1956 in Calais, Vermont, was a lyricist and book writer in American musical theater. Biography. John Treville Latouche was born in Baltimore, Maryland. His family moved to Richmond, Virginia when he was 4 months old. He attended Columbia University, where he wrote for the Varsity Show and joined the Philalexian Society, but never graduated. In 1937, he contributed 2 songs in the review Pins and Needles. In 1939, for the show Sing for Your Supper, he wrote the lyrics for Ballad for Uncle Sam, later retitled Ballad for Americans, with music by Earl Robinson. It was featured at both the 1940 Republican Convention and the Convention of the American Communist Party, and was extremely popular in 1940s America. The 13-minute cantata to American Democracy was written for a soloist as well as a full orchestra. When performed on the CBS radio network by singer Paul Robeson, it became a national success. Subsequently, both Robeson and Bing Crosby regularly performed it. Actor and singer Brock Peters also made a notable recording of the cantata. Latouche provided the lyrics for Vernon Duke's songs, including with Ted Fetter Taking a Chance on Love, for the musical Cabin in the Sky, 1940, and also for Duke's musical Banjo Eyes, which starred Eddie Cantor, 1941. He appeared as the gangster in the experimental film Dreams That Money Can Buy, 1947, and wrote the lyrics for the song The Girl with the Prefabricated Heart, music by Louis Applebaum, which accompanies the sequence conceived by Fernand Léger. Latouche wrote the book and lyrics for The Golden Apple in 1954, with music by Jerome Moross, which won the New York Drama Critics Circle Award for Best Musical. In 1955, he provided additional lyrics for Leonard Bernstein's Candide. Latouche also wrote the libretto to Douglas Moore's opera The Ballad of Baby Doe, one of the few American operas to join the standard repertoire. In 1955, he collaborated with co-writer Sam Locke and composer James Mundy on the Carol Channing vehicle The Vamp, which closed after a run of only 60 performances. He had been working with David Merrick on musicalizing the Eugene O'Neill play Ah Wilderness, but died during the writing of it. It would later become Take Me Along. He was a protege of James Branch Cabell and friends with writers Gore Vidal and Jack Woodford. Latouche dated Luella Woodford when they were both teenagers. He also was friends of the architect William Alexander Levy, who designed and built Hangover House for travel writer Richard Halliburton, and writer Paul Mooney, who assisted Halliburton in several of his classic travel works. Latouche died of a sudden heart attack at his home in Calais, Vermont, aged 41. The New York Theater Company produced Taking a Chance on Love, the lyrics and life of John Latouche, a new musical review, The Bad Boy of Broadway is Back, in 2000, with notes by Ned Rorem. The John Latouche archive, containing journals, family letters, scrapbooks of photographs, and newspaper articles, is housed at Columbia University. Out in the World, selected letters of Jane Bowles, 1935 to 1970, edited by Millicent Dillon, contains a number of references to Latouche and his circle of friends and acquaintances. Chapter 28 of the autobiography of Jack Woodford is devoted to Latouche. Notable songs: Taking a Chance on Love with Vernon Duke, Lazy Afternoon with Jerome Moross, Windflowers with Jerome Moross, Daydream with Duke Ellington and Billy Strayhorn, On the Wrong Side of the Railroad Tracks with Duke Ellington, Brown Penny with Duke Ellington, I've Got Me with Duke Ellington, Summer Is A-Comin' In with Vernon Duke, Ragtime Romeo with James Mundy, A Nail in the Horseshoe with John Strauss, Not a Care in the World with Vernon Duke, Backer's Audition with John Strauss and Kenward Elmsley, The Best of All Possible Worlds with Leonard Bernstein, You Were Dead, You Know with Leonard Bernstein and Richard Wilbur, My Love with Leonard Bernstein and Richard Wilbur. Works: Walpurgis Eve, 1928 play, Flair Flair, The Idol of Paris, 1935 musical, Ballad for Americans, 1939 cantata, Polonaise, 1945 musical, Beggar's Holiday, 1946 musical, The Ballad of Baby Doe, 1956 opera. This audio was recorded on July 13, 2019.